We don't gotta do a full-on post-game show. But let's talk about it, right? Let's break it down. What did you see from this Bulls team early on that you like that could go into the season and still be a thing?
One, I like the lineup choice. Ayo getting that nod. I like that. I hope it sticks. I think it will be good. It's good to see Zach back. His movements looked fluid. He didn't look like he was late, but still kind of relying a little bit too much on the jump shot. But I mean, for preseason game, not trying to do too much. Probably told him, don't go out there do too much.
Yep.
You know, that's probably
don't do more than you have to.
Don't do more than you have to.
Yep.
So I'm good with that. I wasn't expecting it. Vooch looked really good. Vooch looked like Vooch. Whether we keep him or he's used for, if the Aiden thing is real, I wish him the best either way.
Vooch
really like
numbers tonight, by the way, 15 points, 10 rebounds, 4 blocks, 3 assists, 3 steals.
Absolutely. Respectfully, I liked how Zion looked for his first game back.
100%.
I got to give him that. And lastly, I liked how Terry looked. Terry looked really good. Terry's out there, made the most of his time. I know that was the game plan, so he was going to get the tick, but he literally made the most of it.
Let's run down some numbers here, by the way, and I'll guarantee you, based on basically what we saw and how we feel, you didn't see these numbers coming. DeMar DeRozan, right? Maybe you saw this coming. 21 points, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Javonte Green, 18 points, 5 rebounds.
When he scored 18 points.
Exactly. Vooch, 15-10, 4 blocks, 3 assists, 3 steals. Dalen Terry, 11.7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Ayo Dosunmu, 10 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Levine, 10-3. Malcolm Hill, 10-2-1. Caruso, 9-3-1. Patrick Williams, 5-5-1. Patrick Williams did not shoot the ball the greatest tonight. I believe he was 1 for 7. But
hey, listen,
5-5-1.
5-5-5. You thought Terry would?
Yeah, for sure. Drummond, 4 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Bradley, 4 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 block. Goran, 2-1-1. Costas, 2-1-1, and Carlick Jones, 2-1-1 is how the game shapes out. I'll say this, right? At the end of the day,
how did Hill get 10 points in 9 minutes?
Exactly. At the end of the day, here's I believe he knocked down 2 3-pointers and a couple and free throws. Here's what I'm looking at from this first game from the Bulls. and here's the thing that I think is the biggest key for the Chicago Bulls moving forward. I like how Billy Donovan set up the rotation. I like how Billy Donovan played his game today. I like how the Bulls moved continuously throughout the game. Now, the first half, a little tough, right? But as that second half came, right, kind of just showing, hey, we're not the team that you thought we were. We're actually better than this. We're going to show a little bit more dominance. We're going to go to Vooch in the paint. I like that Billy Donovan stuck with the hot hand. Yep. And I think that you're just trying to get your guys some run. DeMar DeRozan, right, he's going to say, hey, look, put me back out there, coach. I want to knock down some shots. I want to show Chicago what the city has coming. But at the end of the day, it's a preseason game. Zach LaVine coming off of surgery. I'm fine with what we saw from this Bulls team. I'm really high on this Pelicans team. I think this Pelicans team is a top 5 team in the West, if healthy. And the Bulls came back and competed while starters were on the floor for both sides. That's all I wanted to see.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think as much as some people have said in the chat, Cornelius mentioned it. We have depth now.
Yeah.
And that's something we didn't have last season. You look at especially how we lost in the playoffs. We didn't have a large enough rotation of players that we can go to like get some spark off the bench and things of that nature. It was just very dry. We kind of stuck to like a 7 to 8 man rotation, which I know you shorten your rotation some, but I think the overall thing is now having more weapons that you can kind of go to now. Like if you look at the Warriors, they have a really deep bench.
Yeah.
In certain situations, they have players they can go to that sometimes they didn't even use. That was actually one of my biggest gripes with Steve Kerr. I was like, man, you got players you're not even using now. It worked out for him, but if he would have lost, I would have been killing him about that.
Yeah.
But guess what? We didn't even have an option of that last season. So now we have that option. And to see that some of the players that we've kind of talked about last season, now they got to really fight for some tick. that internal competition I like. I don't care what anybody says. There's no way you can tell me that Dalen Terry is going to sit there and be behind Kobe White in the lineup or on the pecking order when it comes to getting time on the court.
And I'll tell you
It's
this:
really
Kobe can't fight for it if he's hurt, right?
Yeah. So I wish I'm talking as if I don't think it's a serious injury. I hope it's not. Yeah. That's how I'm approaching it. But like all season now, you have to wonder like, hey, that kid got it.
Yeah.
You know, there's some people on this team that may have it, and so I want to see how they look in a real game, stiffer competition. Although I don't think this team was a slouch at all, and just see how it all develops. I'm not going to say this is the development year, but the one thing I do know is Billy Donovan can coach young players.
Yes,
he may not be able to get you to a championship because he hasn't had that opportunity yet, but he can coach and develop young players. We've seen him do it, so I have faith that these players that we'll see will have a really good opportunity to showcase this skill. So
no, yeah, I'm 100%. I'm excited about what this season can bring. I felt like the Bulls were dogging it in the first half. Me and you both talked about that, right? Like, yeah, we both were like, they're not trying. Like you almost could tell that they weren't trying.
I shifted because of the bench.
Absolutely. I hope that because of the defensive intensity, I hope that the defensive intensity picks up as the season continues, but you could almost tell that the Bulls weren't trying in the first half. Third quarter came out. They tried a lot more. Guess what? They cut the lead down to 7, I believe, before the quarter ended. Fourth quarter, you didn't throw them back out there. We know what this team is capable of. We know what this team wants to do coming into this season. A lot of proving teams wrong. And I think that if you go back to DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Nikola Vucevic, guys like that, I said this early, right? The Bulls end up winning this game at the end of it. But it's a preseason game. I love what we saw from the starters in this game by the end of it. I think that the bench is going to be a lot better. I think that's a big asset for the Bulls. And I'll say this, at a minimum, right? If we talk about taking minutes away from Kobe White, I think the one player that you talk about possibly being on the short end of the stick could be Goran Dragic, because guess what? If Dalen Terry passes the way that he passed tonight and Kobe White can consistently hit or make plays, I would love to see that. If your handle has improved and you're able to get to the bucket, I would love to see that. You have to show that to me, but I would absolutely love to see that. But I'll say this, game 1, Dalen Terry has shown me that he's not just going to end up being the dude that's tucked away on the end of the bench. Very much like Ayo did early on in his career.
For sure. You can't teach dog, that man got it.
Can't teach dog, that man's got it, man. And I think that's what it comes down to. But, hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another live call. We're back. The season is live. This is normally how we're going to do post-game shows. It's not going to be this short. It's preseason. We're just dropping shorter videos for stuff like that. But normally we'll give y'all 30 minutes in the post-game show. But make sure y'all go check out Chicago Bulls Central. Also, I'll be live over on Locked On Bulls with Hayes in about, 20, 30 minutes, something like that. So tune in with us for the live on that as well. As always, man, it's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again, joined by the pettiest man alive, Mr. P.Kidd, in the building, Chicago. Bulls basketball is back. Y'all stay safe out there, man. Peace.